Then a rock was through. She chased it. I just kind of stopped, took the phone out, gazed the hill, kept looking.
He's still up here.
Not just one, he says 3 different Bigfoot stared at him from the hill.
Each year, hundreds of Bigfoot sightings are reported across the United States. While many dismiss these encounters as myths or hoaxes, some researchers have dedicated their lives to uncovering the truth. Despite the lack of conclusive proof, there are consistent patterns, massive footprints, blurry images, and unsettling experiences that defy conventional explanations. The question arises, why does the government seem uninterested in addressing these sightings? For researchers, the silence is deafening, especially when new evidence emerges that demands investigation. The truth might be far more significant and threatening than anyone is willing to admit. Doug Teague's encounter in North Carolina. In August 2019, Doug Teague went into the woods near his home in Hickory, North Carolina, to check his trail cameras. Accompanied by his dog, Daisy, what started as a normal day quickly turned into a terrifying encounter. The forest, unusually silent, seemed to hold its breath as a rhythmic knocking sound echoed through the trees. The sound felt deliberate, as though something or someone was trying to communicate. Doug soon spotted a figure unlike anything he had ever seen before. Standing tall, covered in tangled fur, and exuding an aura of immense power, the creature loomed against the trees. It wasn't a bear or any other recognizable animal native to the region. Its broad shoulders and muscular legs hinted at strength far beyond that of any ordinary animal. As Doug watched in shock, the creature began throwing rocks in his direction. The stones landed near him, a clear warning to back off. Fearful but unwilling to leave without evidence, Doug kept his camera rolling, capturing every moment of the encounter. When the creature finally retreated into the forest, Doug returned to the site and discovered massive footprints far larger than any humans. Recognizing the importance of what he had found, Doug made plaster casts of the prints. Theories about Bigfoot variations. Doug's evidence reignited interest among experts and enthusiasts. Some speculated that he had encountered a regional variation of Bigfoot, known as the Eastern Bigfoot. Unlike the stereotypical descriptions of Bigfoot from the Pacific Northwest, this variation was believed to have distinct physical features. Experts analyzing the footprints estimated the creature's height to be over 15 feet, a shocking claim that aligned with other sightings across the country. Not everyone was convinced. Skeptics argued that the prints could have been altered by environmental factors or fabricated as part of an elaborate hoax. The debate underscored the broader controversy surrounding Bigfoot sightings. How much of it is real and how much is fueled by imagination? Modern sightings in Illinois. The legacy of unexplained footprints continued in 2015 when a man in Illinois came across a bizarre scene while searching for mushrooms. He found a massive footprint, approximately 12 inches wide, pressed into the soft ground. Part of the print appeared to be missing, as though something had taken a bite out of it. Nearby, another footprint was partially filled with water, adding to the mystery. Encounters in California. The sightings didn't stop there. In 2020, a hiker in California's San Gabriel wilderness captured video footage of a massive figure standing motionless between the trees. Estimates placed its height at 10 to 15 feet. Despite the blurry quality of the footage, the figure's proportions and stance didn't match any known animal in the region. Encounters across North America. In 2021, a kayaker in Michigan captured footage of what appeared to be a massive, human-like figure crossing a river. The creature's upright posture, deliberate movements, and size set it apart from any known wildlife in the region. The video, while blurry, showed enough detail to spark widespread debate. Some argued it was definitive proof of Bigfoot, while skeptics claimed it was just another case of mistaken identity or a hoax. Around the same time, a UK nature enthusiast known as Woods documented an unsettling discovery in a forest where he had been living. Upon returning to his handmade shelter one day, he found it completely destroyed. Initially suspecting teenagers or a wild animal, Woods reviewed footage from his security cameras. What he saw shocked him: a massive, shadowy figure moving swiftly through the area, far larger than any human or known animal. The figure tore through the structure with ease, leaving behind broken branches and claw marks on nearby trees. These sightings continued to blur the line between myth and reality. In each case, the evidence, blurry footage, massive footprints, and unusual behavior, pointed to something extraordinary. But as reports grew in number, so did the silence from authorities. Cannock Chase, a hub of eerie activity. Cannock Chase Forest in Staffordshire, England, has long been associated with strange phenomena. In 2021, a Bigfoot enthusiast named Lee Brickley began investigating the area after hearing rumors of unexplained sightings. His search led to the discovery of footprints that were far too large to belong to any known animal. Each print measured about 41 centimeters, nearly twice the size of a human foot. Not long after, Brickley came across a deer carcass. Its throat had been savagely torn open, and deep bite marks covered its body. The attack appeared far too violent for any local predator, raising the possibility of a large, unknown creature lurking in the forest. These findings, combined with reports of strange sounds and sightings, fueled speculation that Cannock Chase might be home to a creature similar to Bigfoot. Adding to the mystery, locals reported hearing eerie, rhythmic knocking sounds in the forest at night, a phenomenon often associated with Bigfoot sightings in North America. This connection led researchers to wonder if these creatures might exist in multiple regions worldwide, each adapted to its environment. The Patterson-Gimlin film, a cornerstone of Bigfoot folklore. The most iconic piece of evidence in Bigfoot lore remains the Patterson-Gimlin film, shot in 1967 in the forests of Northern California. The footage shows a large, hairy figure walking along a riverbank before briefly turning to look at the camera and disappearing into the woods. The creature, nicknamed Patty, has become a symbol of the Bigfoot phenomenon. Experts who have analyzed the film are divided. Some believe it provides definitive proof of Bigfoot's existence, citing the creature's unique gait and muscular build as evidence. Others argue that the film could easily be a hoax, created using a man in a costume. Despite decades of scrutiny, the footage remains one of the most debated pieces of evidence in cryptozoology. What makes the Patterson-Gimlin film so compelling is its level of detail. Unlike modern sightings, which are often captured on low-resolution devices, this footage provides a clear view of the creature's movements. Supporters of its authenticity argue that no human could replicate the fluid, non-human gait seen in the film. Skeptics, however, continue to question its validity, pointing to the lack of corroborating evidence from the same area. Historical connections. The Battle of Ape Canyon. Long before the Patterson-Gimlin film, tales of Bigfoot-like creatures were already part of American folklore. One of the most infamous accounts comes from the Battle of Ape Canyon in 1924. A group of miners reported being attacked by large, ape-like creatures while camping in a remote area of Washington state. According to their story, the creatures hurled rocks at the cabin and tried to break in, forcing the miners to defend themselves by firing their weapons into the darkness. The incident became a cornerstone of Bigfoot lore, lending credibility to stories of aggressive encounters with unknown creatures. While skeptics argue that the miners may have misidentified local wildlife, believers see this as one of the earliest documented accounts of Bigfoot behavior. The description of the creatures, large, hairy, and throwing rocks, matches modern reports, suggesting a continuity of sightings across decades. Government silence and public skepticism. Despite the abundance of sightings, evidence, and historical accounts, the government has remained largely silent on the topic of Bigfoot. This lack of acknowledgement has fueled conspiracy theories among researchers and enthusiasts. Many believe that authorities are deliberately suppressing information to prevent public panic or protect sensitive ecosystems where these creatures might reside. Skeptics argue that the sightings are nothing more than a combination of hoaxes, misidentifications, and folklore. They point out that many pieces of evidence, such as blurry videos and plaster casts of footprints, can easily be faked. However, believers counter that the consistency of reports across different regions and time periods cannot be ignored. The debate often centers on the question of why no definitive proof, such as a body or clear high-resolution footage, has ever been found. Supporters of the Bigfoot phenomenon argue that these creatures are highly intelligent and adept at avoiding humans. They also point to the vast, unexplored wilderness areas where such creatures could potentially thrive without detection. Mount Everest, the Yeti connection. While Bigfoot is often associated with North America, similar creatures have been reported in other parts of the world. In 1951, explorer Eric Shipton discovered a massive footprint high on Mount Everest. Measuring 13 inches long, the print appeared in the snow at an altitude of 19,000 feet, a height where few living creatures could survive. Shipton's discovery sparked international debate, with some claiming it was evidence of the Yeti, a legendary ape-like being said to inhabit the Himalayas. The harsh conditions of Mount Everest made the discovery even more puzzling. Shipton's photograph of the footprint became an iconic image, fueling speculation about the existence of the Yeti. While skeptics argued that the print could have been created by natural forces, the mystery remains unsolved. The Shipton footprint serves as a reminder that sightings of large, unknown creatures are not limited to one region or culture. Michigan River encounter and new evidence. In late 2021, a kayaker in Michigan captured video footage of what appeared to be a large, human-like figure crossing a river. The creature's upright posture and deliberate movements immediately sparked debate among Bigfoot enthusiasts and skeptics alike. Unlike many reports, this sighting occurred in an open area, providing a clearer view of the creature than most other encounters. While the footage was undeniably blurry, the creature's sheer size and unusual gait set it apart from any known animal in the region. Believers hailed the video as a significant piece of evidence, arguing that the creature's behavior and appearance aligned with previous descriptions of Bigfoot. Skeptics, however, pointed out the limitations of the footage, noting that its lack of clarity left room for interpretation. Despite the ongoing debates, this sighting added to the growing body of evidence suggesting that Bigfoot might inhabit remote and rarely explored areas of North America. The Michigan sighting, like many others, raised questions about the creature's intelligence and ability to evade detection. Destruction in the UK forests. In the same year, a UK nature enthusiast living in a remote forest made a chilling discovery. Returning to his handmade shelter one day, he found it completely destroyed. At first, he suspected local wildlife or even pranksters, but security camera footage revealed a far stranger explanation. The footage showed a large, shadowy figure moving swiftly through the area. Its size and movements ruled out the possibility of a human intruder or any known animal. The figure tore through the structure with ease, leaving behind broken branches and deep claw marks on nearby trees. Locals in the area had long reported eerie sounds and sightings, but this incident was different. The level of destruction and the evidence left behind suggested that something far more powerful and dangerous was present in the forest. The nature enthusiast set up additional cameras to gather more evidence, but the creature remained elusive. Idaho's night vision footage. In Idaho, another significant sighting occurred in 2021. A video posted online showed a large, muscular figure captured on a night vision camera. The creature stood motionless for a moment, swaying slightly as if adjusting to its surroundings, before disappearing into the darkness. Unlike many other videos, this one provided a relatively clear view of the creature's size and movements. The video quickly went viral, with many viewers claiming it was the most convincing evidence of Bigfoot yet. Experts noted the creature's strong, upright posture and the thick texture of its fur, details that would be difficult to fake. While skeptics continued to argue that the footage could be staged, the video reignited interest in the possibility of undiscovered creatures living in remote wilderness areas. The connection between sightings. What makes these reports particularly compelling is the consistency of the descriptions. Across different regions and time periods, witnesses describe similar features: massive size, muscular build, upright posture, and fur-covered bodies. Additionally, behaviors such as throwing rocks, making rhythmic knocking sounds, and leaving large footprints are frequently reported. This consistency raises questions about the nature of these creatures. Are they a single species spread across different regions, or could there be multiple variations adapted to specific environments? The idea of regional variations, such as the eastern Bigfoot and the Yeti, suggests that these creatures might share a common ancestor or origin. Why the silence from authorities? Despite the growing body of evidence and the consistency of reports, the government remains silent on the issue. This lack of acknowledgement has fueled conspiracy theories among researchers and enthusiasts. Some believe that authorities are deliberately suppressing information to prevent public panic or protect sensitive ecosystems. Others argue that the government might be conducting its own investigations behind closed doors. For researchers, the silence is frustrating. Many have dedicated their lives to uncovering the truth, only to be met with skepticism and dismissal. The absence of official recognition has made it difficult to secure funding or conduct large-scale studies. Yet, the sightings continue, and the evidence keeps piling up. The debate over Bigfoot evidence. Skeptics often argue that the lack of definitive proof, such as a body or clear, high-resolution footage, undermines the credibility of Bigfoot sightings. They point out that many pieces of evidence, such as plaster casts of footprints and grainy videos, can easily be faked. Believers, however, argue that the consistency of reports across different regions and time periods cannot be ignored. They also emphasize the vastness of wilderness areas, where creatures could potentially thrive without human interference. For them, the lack of a body is not surprising, as these creatures are believed to be highly intelligent and adept at avoiding humans. A global phenomenon. The reports of Bigfoot-like creatures are not confined to North America. From the Yeti in the Himalayas to the shadowy figures of Siberia, similar sightings have been documented around the world. These global accounts suggest that the phenomenon might be more widespread than previously thought. In Siberia, for example, students in 2013 captured blurry photographs of a massive figure moving through the forest. They followed its tracks, which were far larger than any humans, but the creature vanished before they could get closer. In the UK, reports from Cannock Chase Forest describe footprints and eerie sounds that closely resemble those reported in North America. These international sightings raise interesting questions about the origins and nature of these creatures. Are they remnants of an ancient species that once roamed the earth? Or could they be a modern-day mystery waiting to be solved? The unsolved mystery. Despite decades of sightings and investigations, the mystery of Bigfoot remains unsolved. The evidence is compelling, but it has yet to meet the rigorous standards of scientific proof. For researchers, the quest to uncover the truth is both a challenge and an obsession. Each new sighting, footprint, or video adds to the growing puzzle, keeping the search alive. For skeptics, the lack of definitive proof is enough to dismiss the phenomenon as folklore or hoaxes. But for those who have encountered Bigfoot, the experience is life-changing. They describe a creature that is both fascinating and terrifying, a reminder that the wilderness still holds secrets we have yet to uncover. The evidence so far. The accounts and evidence surrounding Bigfoot present a compelling, albeit fragmented narrative. From Doug Teague's encounter in North Carolina to the mysterious destruction of a forest shelter in the UK, the stories share remarkable consistency. Witnesses across different regions and eras describe similar characteristics: towering, fur-covered creatures with massive footprints, deliberate movements, and behaviors that suggest intelligence far beyond that of ordinary animals. Historical cases, like Eric Shipton's discovery of a massive footprint on Mount Everest in 1951, add a layer of credibility. Such footprints, often found in remote and inhospitable areas, continue to challenge explanations rooted in conventional science. Meanwhile, modern sightings, supported by video footage and physical evidence, such as plaster casts of footprints, have reignited global interest in the phenomenon. Despite these findings, skeptics remain unconvinced. They point to the absence of a physical specimen and the prevalence of hoaxes as reasons to doubt the existence of Bigfoot. Yet, for many researchers and witnesses, the sheer volume and consistency of sightings cannot be dismissed as mere coincidence or fabrication. The role of the government. One of the most interesting aspects of the Bigfoot phenomenon is the apparent silence from governmental and scientific authorities. Despite decades of reports and evidence, there has been no official acknowledgement or large-scale investigation into the existence of these creatures. This has led to widespread speculation that the government is deliberately withholding information. Some theorists believe that acknowledging Bigfoot's existence could lead to public panic, particularly if these creatures are proven to be as intelligent and potentially dangerous as many reports suggest. Others argue that protecting sensitive ecosystems or avoiding disruption to commercial activities, such as logging and tourism, might be reasons for the secrecy. For researchers and enthusiasts, the lack of government support is both frustrating and suspicious. Without official backing, investigations are limited to private efforts, which often lack the resources needed to conduct comprehensive studies. The skeptic's view. Skeptics argue that the evidence for Bigfoot is circumstantial at best. Videos are often blurry, footprints can be fabricated, and eyewitness accounts are prone to errors and misinterpretations. They point out that no conclusive proof, such as a body or skeletal remains, has ever been found, despite decades of searching. However, proponents counter that the absence of a body is not surprising. If Bigfoot is a highly intelligent creature, it might actively avoid humans and even bury its dead to protect its existence. Additionally, the vastness of unexplored wilderness areas, combined with the creature's potential nocturnal habits, makes detection extremely difficult. The future of the search. The search for Bigfoot is far from over. With advancements in technology, such as high-resolution cameras, thermal imaging, and drone surveillance, researchers are hopeful that definitive evidence may soon emerge. Crowdsourced investigations, supported by online communities, are also helping to document and analyze new sightings in real time. Meanwhile, the debate between believers and skeptics continues to evolve. For many, the question is no longer whether Bigfoot exists, but how we can prove it. Each new sighting, photograph, or footprint adds to the growing body of evidence, keeping the mystery alive. Bigfoot remains one of the most enduring mysteries of modern times. The accounts, evidence, and theories surrounding these creatures reveal a world that is both familiar and unknowable. Whether Bigfoot is an undiscovered species, a product of folklore, or something in between, It challenges us to look beyond the ordinary and consider the extraordinary possibilities of our planet. As long as there are forests to explore and questions to ask, the legend of Bigfoot will last, and perhaps, someday, the truth will finally come to light.